This is a public hearing of the Indiana Finance Authority, and Cindy Aaron will stand up in just a second to just give a little bit more background. But a couple of things is I will want everyone to sign in. I know not everybody hasn't signed in yet. And I do want to, can I get a show of hands of people who wish to speak? David and Eric?
This is a public hearing regarding the conduit bond issuance for the financing for this project. And anyone that wishes to provide comments is welcome. We'd like to limit it 3 to 5 minutes or so.
The timing on the investment grade toll study, who is actually commissioning the investment grade toll study that will be necessary to float the bonds? Which entity, whether it be the Indiana Finance Authority, the Kentucky Finance Authority, when it will be released, and when it will be available for public review, because obviously your all's financial considerations, obviously your responsibility to the citizens of the state of Indiana, who will bear a large portion of the cost of this, should the numbers not add up, or they're going to bear a large part of the cost of this anyway, because it's predicated on their toll paying, but the number could be driven up substantially if, in fact, the numbers do not add up. As, quite frankly, has happened countless times, it would seem to me, around this country. But at least I would hope, and once again I'm speaking to an Indiana commission in the state of Kentucky, as a Kentucky citizen, I have no earthly clue what my rights are with you all. But I will take this opportunity, just in case, for the spirit of openness, you all can in some way release information to the press to tell when that toll study will be done, who's doing it, and how it will figure into your all's calculations. So,
my concern is the lack of professional services participation with this particular project. I was asked by the Indiana Black Legislative Caucus to participate on a bi-state minority advisory committee to draft a diversity plan to be presented to the Indiana Finance Authority and the Ohio River Bridges Authority. We did so back in August 25th of 2011. That proposal was never commented on publicly. It was never adopted. And it's a very detailed plan that's really asking for DBE, MBE, and WBE participation at all levels of this project. And we were trying to get that plan instituted from the beginning of the project. And at this point, it has not been. There's been very little DBE and MWBE participation to this point. And specifically as it relates to this bond financing, as an investment banking firm and an investment banker that lives in Indiana, works in Indiana, pays taxes in Indiana, it's really disconcerting to have this project or this financing be announced with a team in place and not have been considered when we do have our DBE certification from not only the state of Indiana but the state of Kentucky, and we live and work right here in your backyard. So this project is very personal to me. I've been participating in this project and supporting this project literally for more than 5 years. And I keep being told that there's going to be opportunities for me as a DBE, as an MBE, to participate on this project. So the project continues to move along, and the opportunity never seems to present themselves. There are other firms being brought to the table from an advisory standpoint at the beginning of the project that we could have participated on. And this project is big enough that everyone should be able to share when you have the qualifications to do.
I'm really sorry to hear what Mr. Green had just said about seemingly opportunities for DBEs maybe being passed over. So I just want to echo what he said. This Bridges project, from what I have gathered, is really big enough to be inclusive of DBEs such as Mr. Green and my company, United American Supply. Now, my company is a supply company, so I know I don't have any direct dealings with, Bundy and etc. But still, all levels of this operation, there are significant populations of minorities, on both sides of this river. who pay taxes, who support their communities, who have a direct interest in this. And as the first gentleman spoke, it is going to impact us in many ways. So I just hope and pray, and I just want to lend my voice to this ideal. The talk has been good since I began coming to these meetings. The expressions from the different companies that I met with, the talk has been good. But when the rubber meets the highway, that's what I wonder how this is really going to play out. Will I have a true opportunity to participate? Because I'll put my little company up beside anybody's as long as I have the same opportunity as they do to participate.
And they will meet their MBE, WB, and DBE requirements, but that'll be made through construction companies, service companies way down the line, where firms like myself, we need to be involved at the beginning of the process.
Right.
And now we're at a point where we're talking about financing, and if I'm not part of this particular financing, I'm done. I'm out. There's nothing else for me to do later on.
Jim Wayne has been arguing that in the administration of tolls, the tolls cannot become what he calls trolls. And not only should the very poor who use toll, low-paying jobs, i.e. those that may be located in the Lee-Hamilton Highway complex going to the East End Bridge, who may opt to use their car, they will need some relief from tolls. And he has argued if they qualify for the federal income tax credit, each year they should get $500 off, or like a refund. I chatted with, this is the Jim Wayne op-ed on this, tolling and trolling. You know, tolling cannot be a troll that denies environmental justice. Okay. Oh, that's not for me, it's your wife calling.
No, that's for you.
Oh, okay. People will go for the bright sunlight, where it's going to be a 12 or 14 foot wide shoulder, and suddenly face inside a tunnel environment, a shoulder that's only 2 feet, go through a perceptual shock. And if they're already disoriented, you know, they may be drinking too much, heavens to that, see, it hasn't happened in Kentucky or Indiana, impaired drivers, going through this perceptual shock. Now think about it. Broad sunlight lit highway, boom, darker tunnel. Could cause an accident. So both the standards for safety of both the bridge and Drummond Tunnel must be the highest. And safety first, and then of course profits for the MVB.
Okay.
Do we get responses?
As far as this is concerned, your comments will be submitted to our board. Our board of directors will get all of your comments. I don't know that there's any response. I know you had a question, and I'll make sure that Kendra sees that. But other than that, it's just pretty much we're accepting comments, and we'll make sure that our board of directors get those. They're the ones that approve the board financing.